What an absurd to decide about life when you're an absolute moron. Have you heard these words before? Many of us have to decide their career path and the way they want to go very early. When we are 15, 16, we are choosing high school. Then we have to choose our university. We are 18, we're trying to pick university course. If you're the lucky one who knows what do you want to do in life, who you want to be, what is your profession, congratulations, you won a jackpot. But for many of us, it's not that easy. In my previous videos, I was talking about developing yourself and how to be the best version of yourself. You can listen to these videos. They're very useful when it comes to studying and finding what you want to do in life. But do not put pressure on yourself that if you will do all of it, you will find your purpose, your passion. That's not how it works. Everyone has their individual path they're following. And even though you're gonna listen all of these videos, you will do all of these things I'm talking about, you might not still be successful. Or you will be successful after the first thing you're gonna try. So just remember, everyone have different path and you're gonna find your passion when you will be ready for it. When I was 13, my entire family said that I have to go to be a doctor or to be a dentist. And so to pick a high school, I had to pick medical high school. And thankfully I had a person who told me not to. It was my career advisor at high school that time. And she said very wise words to me. She said that, why do you want to do something that people will be happy about, but you will be miserable? Why do you want to fulfill your parents, your family's dream, but you're gonna leave this life and you will have to deal with the problems? You will be the doctor, you will be the dentist. Would you enjoy this? And I said no, I wouldn't. And so this conversation changed my path. I know many of you will not have this great person to talk to as I did, and I feel like there should be a person that you would have to talk before choosing your path. So if you don't want to go somewhere, or you're forced to go to a specific university, do a specific course or high school, ideally ask advice someone who is within career field, career advising, or anyone from your family that is biased, that doesn't want to go and be miserable. And ideally ask this person questions, so they might even help you find your passion or mission in life. So having these conversations with like-minded people and people who are biased and who can help you is very important when choosing career or a path you want to go to. Without these people, I would be a dentist and probably I would be earning a lot of money, but I didn't want it. I wanted to do something I'm interested in. And so we are moving to passion. And even though you don't know what is your passion, think about what you like to listen to, what you like to watch, what about you like to read. Is there anything that you find yourself being so immersed that you just cannot stop? And that's your passion, basically. So I wasn't interested in psychology that much. I just loved reading about psychology and about human body and health. And so I kind of decided to go to university to do psychology just because I just enjoyed reading about it. It was not like I wanted to be a psychologist, but this kind of pushed me to get to know myself a bit more, get to know other people more. But also it was more of very generic subjects that I would go into, and then if I would finish psychology I can basically do anything. So it wasn't very narrow. I basically could go into anything: health, psychology, marketing, business, even criminology if I wanted to, or counseling. So there were many paths that I could go to, and I just thought, why not? So when you're choosing your path, your university or high school, think about what you like to read about, because no one is going to write assignments for you, and you're going to spend 5 years, it depends how many years you're gonna do, whether it's gonna be full-time or part-time education. You will have to be at lectures, you have to go and study these subjects. So pick something you're interested in and you will not be forced. Because if you're gonna go and do something you hate, you will probably quit university after 1 or 2 years. So don't do it. Save yourself, go and do something you enjoy doing and you'll be successful. Side note, follow your passion, but be responsible about your chosen subject. So it's not like you will go to university and then you're gonna do, let's say, psychology. You're gonna go and do psychology and then you're gonna leave university not doing anything else. When you're choosing the subject, don't waste your 4 years of education. Try to use it wisely. It's not about choosing the subject you like and not doing anything about it. It's doing something about it and trying to be successful in a subject. Next point that no one told me when I was younger is that I don't have to work in the field I was studying in. People can judge you by saying that, oh yeah, you went to university, you've wasted 4 years and a lot of money on university, and you don't even use this degree in a work field. Just chill. It's okay to not work in the field you studied in. Did you know that only 27% of people who graduated bachelor degree in the UK are working in their field they studied in? Can you believe that? 27%. You don't have to work in the field you've picked. There's this beautiful quote from the movie Day of the Freak. It's a Polish movie. It basically summarizes an absurd that young people have to face when choosing school or university. What an absurd to decide about life when you're an absolute moron. That's brilliant, isn't it? I just don't feel like we've experienced enough to decide about the topic we are interested in when we are 16, basically, because then we have to pick high school. Also, no one told me that I can pick something I love and I feel passionate about. No one told me that I have free will and freedom to pick anything I want. And I know many people in my class, they were forced by parents and they're studying weird subjects they are not enjoying. And what's the point of studying it anyway if you will not work within the field because you hate it? Why even studying? So what I would recommend after 4 years of experience within educational or university field, what I would recommend you as a young person going into university or going into high school, do not focus 100% on education. There's no point of you putting all of your nerves, stressing about grades and assignments, trying to pass every single exam on A and be the best in the class. There's no point. I'll tell you right now, nothing, no amount of grades matter. No grades, no exams. No one is gonna ask you what did you get the grade from this in 5 years. No one is gonna ask you how did you do in your high school. No one is gonna even ask you how did you do during your degree, undergrad degree, if you did a master degree. So no one cares. It's important to pass. I'm not saying don't put any work in it. It's important to pass, but don't forget that you have life and this is the best time for you to fulfill your dreams, to develop yourself personally, to meet new friends, to socialize, to learn new skills, to be better every day. Because that's when your brain works at the highest level, that you're able to learn quicker, because that's how your brain works. It works faster, it remembers more. So if you're gonna use this time of high school and university for development, you're gonna kickstart, you're gonna be on top of everyone who's gonna leave university with no experience, who did course they hated because they were forced by parents or society to do this course. Imagine going on the course you love, finishing it, passing it, doing something additionally, gaining experience and your skills, plus developing yourself. Isn't it like a golden key right here? It would be like you would leave university with something more to offer than just a paper. So don't sweat, don't stress, pass exams, pass assignments, but don't try to aim so high that you don't have any more energy to do anything else. Go traveling, obviously not now because of the pandemic, but when everything will be open, do and work on yourself. Read books that you wouldn't really pick it up for school. Read something else, watch different movies, talk to people who have different views than you. Find some hobbies, learn new hobbies, try new hobbies. Try to develop yourself and find out who you are, what do you like. If you need to resolve some issues that you might have as a person, go and get counseling. Because I know many of younger people are starting to show their risky behaviors, or they're having anxiety or depression. That's the time when you can heal yourself. Because as I said before, your brain works better, you're younger, you're still young, you can still use this time to grow and to be better. And as I said about developing yourself, going for counseling and therapy, it's not a shame, it's actually a brave move to have a better life in the future. And I'm telling you from my experience, and I went through therapy and I'm so happy that I did. It helped me a lot. And therapy is not only for mental ill people. Obviously it helps, but it can help you with your anxiety, stress, depression, whatever you're struggling with, whether it's fears or family issues or any circumstances you might have in life. Go to therapy. I would recommend 100%. At the end, I'll just leave you with a quote. The A students work for B students. The C students run the companies. What does it mean? It means that best top students, A students, who always had A's, who were the most clever people in the class, they didn't do anything apart from studying. That's why they were the best. And B students are hiring these people because they had more time, they could develop themselves. And C students were just barely passing education, but they were the cleverest people who did much more than B and A students because they had more time, more energy, and they didn't care about education that much. As you might know, education is teaching us stuff we don't really need, and it's not teaching us practical things like life skills. And so C students could show their skills and learn more by practicing. Probably they did more of additional courses, stuff, any competitions, you know, any other activities, extracurricular activities, and they were not 100% focused on education, because that's not a point. If you go to university, don't focus 100% on education, because that's not worth it. And I'm telling you from my experience, and I saw that experience is much more valuable than education. And even though you pass education, you don't have anything for now. You just have a paper that you've got some knowledge, if you do have some knowledge after education. But practice is showing that you do have initiative and you did something additional. Okay, that'll be it. I feel like I talked a lot. If you have any other questions, please comment me down below. I'm happy to answer any concerns or questions you might have regarding your career or anything else you might be wondering about. Please subscribe if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! What an absurd to decide about life when you're an absolute moron. Why did they do this to us? Honestly, please subscribe. Thank you.